Good evening, everyone, and welcome to another episode of Star Wars Out in the Dark. My name is Will. I'll be your storyteller. We last left off with our crew trying to figure out why a sadistic droid from 100 years ago is taking out his frustrations on all of them. Really, it all started when they unearthed a droid who was encased in debris and had a psychic scream pulse out from the debris itself. The Neverwhere has since been assaulted, has seen a Jedi show up in a Aether sprite offering aid to whatever they've found, and the ship has since jumped twice to hyperspace with no one commanding it to do so. No one that anyone has seen, anyway. But currently, the ship is in a hyperspace tunnel, as through some quick thinking and some quick coordinate finding, Flid has successfully plotted a course to Bespin. The ship is in worse for wear state of being, and we are going to pull in to the rest of this crew as we deal with the situation that you're currently in. So, Dr. Xylas Shakti has repaired one of your ocular cavities. If it looks a little weird tonight, is because we're down one member. But Lucas is sans internet in his corner of the woods, and so for ease of purpose, he will hurriedly make his way down to the engine room where he is most useful and get to work. But as the blue tunnel surrounds the ship, and the blue and mixture of white light permeates whatever windows lead out to the darkness beyond, all of you are now in a moment of silence as you hear no more blaster fire, no more chasing, and no more Jedis trying to be helpful. It's just the crew and this new member that has brought some kind of bad luck with it. And you have 3 days before the tunnel expires and you appear outside Bespin. And whether or not your ship exits the tunnel in working condition will be up to you. You have 3 days, and we pick up in the cockpit where we see Flid, we see Yandro, and we see Orlin, Captain Orlin Vale. And he just turns around, slumps in his seat, and he's like, "Ah, damn it, Flid. That was fast thinking. Thank you. Where are we headed?"
We're heading into Bespin.
Yandro looks at you and he's like, "Did you say Bespin?"
Yes.
He looks
I
at
know.
He looks at the two of you, and then he gets up and walks out of the cockpit. And Captain Vale looks over at you. He's like, "All right, let's assess the situation." He gets up, he pats you on the shoulder, and he's like, "Again, good job, Flint. I don't know if we would have been able to take another one of those volleys. Good job. I'm definitely glad you're still around."
I know.
And he makes his way out of the cockpit.
Ooh, what was I thinking? Wow.
So,
wow. Let me gather myself.
Jeff, as you're climbing down from your turret, you hear the hurried steps of Gardef as he runs up the steps leading down to his turret and makes his way around towards the engine rooms. You can hear Dr. Shakti and Edie conversing in the common area.
Okay. As long as I can hear them clearly, I'll just hang back
Okay.
and stay there and listen.
Okay. The Dr. Shakti and Edie, the main lights are on and off. They are struggling to keep the energy going, and the only light that really permeates the room that you're in is the blue and streaks of white that make up the hyperspace tunnel. Edie has one ocular viewport reestablished and can see. It is not binocular as they're used to, um, but it is able to take in data and transfer it to you.
Okay.
Yeah, you do see that Dr. Shakti has the other ocular cavity, the ocular device, in their hand. How would you two like to proceed?
Interesting. I very much appreciate your assistance in this matter. Would you like my assistance in installing the other eye?
Sure. Are you able to do it on your own? Do you still need help?
Should be able to handle it, but assistance is always nice.
This is what I'm most useful at right now, so here I am, buddy.
A moment of friendship, as for the first time, Edie is not trying to push you out of its room or assault you with a psychic scream of some sort. You two sit down and start working on plugging in the second ocular device. It's going to be a simple droid repair for Dr. Shakti and a very simple computer programming repair for Edie. Oh, that's a good number.
Do you want me to roll?
Yes, please. Your droid repair shouldn't be that low.
I also have droid repair if that helps.
Oh, I accidentally did droid programming instead of droid repair, but they are the same. But should I read?
Yeah, reroll.
Roll?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So now with the lights as dim as they are, and the stress still kind of lingering, you notice that their hands are a little shaky. But with your help and you being able to sense where the machine parts are currently, it's really easy to help them navigate to where the ocular device should go. And after about 20 minutes or so of just fiddling around and reconnecting cables that have been blown through by blaster fire, you get your ocular cavity, your second ocular device working.
Thank you. I believe we got off on the wrong foot. I would like to fix that. And I extend out my arm.
Oh.
I'll take your arm or your hand, but this means that you're not going to psychic scream attack us anymore. Yes?
You all continue to speak of that, but I don't remember it happening.
Convenient.
Not very comforting to hear.
As long as you stop trying to attack me as well, I will continue to not purposely attack you. Doctor.
I have no desire to harm you. I only have a desire to protect myself and my comrades. So hopefully things will continue as it seems they are now.
Very pleasant.
So you see, Jeff, you see the captain kind of come up around the stairway that leads down to the engine room, and he sees you sitting up on the ladder. And he's like, looks out into the common area. He sees the two of them. A hell of a shot, Winchester.
I don't like people speaking of things that they don't truly understand. It's an insult to my character.
No. I mean, you've put
But it
two
seems to
holes
me-
in him. Let's hope he doesn't charge us for it.
If you need to take it out of my pay, I understand. But I was doing it in the best interest of the crew, at least the first shot.
Yeah, I know. That's why I won't be taking it out of your pay.
First shot.
Mike, it does sound like he is remorseful, even for a droid, based on what he's told the good doctor.
Yeah, he doesn't sound anything like any of the droids. He doesn't sound like Pete, or any of the other droids that I've come in contact with. There's and it's not that annoying cadence of his. Like, there's something else there.
I mean, both of those shots would have taken out any other regular droid without any problem.
Yeah. Keeps hiding his chest cavity, so there might be something hidden in there we might want to take a look at.
He's got that supposedly a lightsaber as well. I have not seen it, but that does intrigue me.
He doesn't have a lightsaber. How many droids do you know run around with lightsabers?
How many droids are still standing after a shot to the face like that?
You bring up a good point. I've seen a lot out here in the dark, but nothing like him. Nothing like it.
What I have more concern with, Captain, is who are those what were those ships? And they followed us without any hesitation.
Yeah.
I've never seen anything like that before, and as you know, I have made my share of travels.
Let's ask our friend, shall we? And you see him step into the common room. At this point,
Follow.
is Flid still in the cockpit, or has he made his way back to the rest of the ship?
I'm gonna head towards the common room.
Okay.
An area.
So serendipitously, everyone except Yandro and Gardeth are in the common area at the same time. And you see the captain pulls up a chair and sets it in front of Edie, and he sits down. And he's like, all right, so why are people after you?
That is a very good question.
Are you gonna actually answer the question this time?
Oh, I do not know. The second party to follow, the Master Doman Crow, does make sense to me. However, the string of ships does not.
Interesting. Well, I just finished chatting with Gardef and Yandro, and we've got 3 days to bring the ship into some kind of semblance of working order, or by the time we come out of this hyperspace tunnel, we'll be looking at sharing life rafts. So As of right now, I need all hands on deck, and that includes you, ED57.
You can call me Edie, Captain, and I would be more than glad to help you all.
All right. Well, we've.
I will.
Go ahead.
Oh, sorry.
No, go
I know. I
ahead.
said I kind of walk over to him, and I just stand. I stand. Are you sitting or are you standing up?
Standing, I don't need to sit.
Oh, okay. So I walk. I don't know. So I walk over to him and I just look him in the face and I go, "We got off on the wrong foot."
There's a hole in between his eyes,
And that's where I look through.
and you can see the wiring and like the haphazardly kind of bent metal that has been used to keep his ocular devices in place.
Actually, I take back what I said. I walk up to him and I go, I look right through that hole and I go, clearly, we didn't see eye to eye at the beginning.
There it is.
However, I heard what you discussed with the good doctor here, and I'm more than willing to let bygones be bygones because it seems we may need each other for the survival of this crew. And I extend my hand out.
No.
I first do like a thing, like if I'm gonna draw my gun, and I just like chuckle, and then I stick my hand out.
If I haven't registered that you're sticking your hand out, yeah, I'm going for my lightsaber.
Yeah. Careful. He's armed with this. He's armed with a hilt.
Oh. If we're letting bygones be bygones, I will accept this strange form of apology. Mr. Xylas?
Yes.
All
And I
right.
stick my hand out too, and then I have my hand already, and I shake it.
And I'm shaking your hand, so here we go. Cool.
Okay.
Now I'm friends with two people.
Well, you said Flynn didn't bother you before. That Flynn
No,
was
now,
nice to you.
now I just look at Flid. Do you want to shake hands as well?
I don't want to get my hands dirty. I need to cook.
I can
I slowly,
very much-
awkwardly step back.
Okay.
Oh.
When Flynn says that, I turn around and I just start like walking out, and I just I tap his shoulder and I just start laughing.
Sure enough.
All right.
So the captain gets up and he's like, all right, well, now that we're all friends and we can get acquainted with each other's secrets later, we have a couple of areas that require some heavy work. So I'll let you divvy up as much as you'd like, however you want to do it. But we need life support taken a look at. We need artificial gravity, and we need our weapon systems. Because our shields are ham-boned. So, I'll be in the engine room with Gar. I'll leave the tour of the ship to the rest of you. And he grabs a fruit off of the table and makes his way out of the room.
Forget to wash that fruit, Captain.
You just hear the crunch as he steps around the hallway.
I just nod my head. I try.
I look at all you and I said, well, I'm not that versed in most of the technological side of things, but I could take a look at the weapons if y'all prefer.
I'm very well versed in ship repair and weapon system repair, so I can do whatever you all deem necessary.
Well, I feel like life support might be, for the most of us, the key component that we may want to look into.
I mean, I don't need that one that much, so, but if you really do think you need it, I don't mind taking a look. Did that come across as the
boy.
joke I wanted it to?
Very, very clever, droid. Very clever.
Thank you. Where is your life support system?
I look at Flid. I'm like, oh.
Um, I look back. I look at the doctor. Doctor.
Can I? All right. Can I sense it on the ship?
Yes. If you take a moment and you reach out with your electromagnetism, you can sense where different parts of the ship are housed, where the cores of those different necessities are kind of kept and run from.
Thank you. And I'll just start walking over to the life support system.
Okay. What do the rest of you want to
I'm
help
not
with?
very good.
Wait, what did you say?
I'm not very good at any of this stuff, so I'm happy to help wherever I can best be of service.
Yeah,
So, Will, are we able to like assist in the game to have better outcomes?
Yeah.
Like extra dice.
So what I'm doing is that if you're helping somebody and you have the skill but it's lower than the person you're helping, half of your roll will get added to whatever they're doing.
Okay.
If you don't have the skill that they're doing, then it's a quarter of your roll, rounded up. Everything's rounded up.
Okay, and you said it was life support, the weapons, and what else?
Yeah,
was down?
life support, artificial gravity is spotty, and that the weapons and shield unit, and then the starship shields are for the most part whacked.
Okay.
What else? Weapons, life support, artificial gravity, and what else?
That's it. Those are the three.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah. The only place I my way around is the kitchen, obviously. So I'm like the dog. I can assist anywhere.
Well, I tell you both.
Probably.
I tell you both. I'm like, I'm gonna head down to the weapons and shields because those ships seem to follow us last time we went through hyperspace. So I would feel much more confident with the life support systems and the guns and shields being as active as we can make them.
Sure.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, makes sense. I support weapons. I guess I can look at the art of gravity.
Okay.
The doctor is here to assist.
Yeah, sure.
I'll bring some snacks.
All
That's
right.
great.
This
So-
is gonna be bad.
Yeah. So Edie has already made their way over to life support with no help from anyone on the crew. Xylas Winchester makes their way down to the weapons and shields, and then Dr. Shakti and Flid make their way over to the artificial gravity. So,
Make
as
sure to grab. I make sure to grab snacks. There you go.
yeah, as like a little picnic basket. So going down the order of importance, life support will require a computer programming and repair roll. Where's my thing? Oh wow, that's a high roll.
Thank you. It's like I'm really good with computers or something.
It's almost like a really good computers. So you managed to fix the life support from where it is currently, sitting at a measly 36 hours,
Okay.
to pushing it to 52.
And we needed to hit at least 72, right?
You would appreciate it. Not you. The rest of them would appreciate it for 72 hours.
At least 72 or more.
What is it now? It's 56?
It is a 56 hours.
What would it need to, like, what else can I do to try and bump it up?
You can try to fix it outright, which will require a higher roll from you, or you could try to what's it called? Ration out the 52 hours into the 72.
What would that entail? Like,
That's just another simple average roll of what you've gotten so far.
like rationing it out, would that mean like I'm turning off like oxygen in certain rooms and stuff?
Yeah. It would you would have to tell them that they have no access to certain rooms for periods of time.
Can I try for fixing it, and if the roll is low enough, it ends up rationing it out?
If you try to roll to fix it and you fail, you might shut down the life support as a whole.
And that's a problem for everyone.
Yeah. You don't fail into a different success. You fail, period.
I figured that was the case.
No.
It
doesn't look too much harder than where you're at right now. It's just there's a lot more computation that needs to take place.
It feels like a bigger risk. I'm gonna try rationing it out then. But can I like sense like what are the rooms on the ship again? Just so I can.
You have the cargo space, which is the largest room in the ship.
It takes has PD in it.
Yeah. P3 moves around though.
Okay.
It takes up the majority of the first floor and a bit of the second floor. But it has access to it from all 3 levels of the ship.
Okay.
Then there's the individual cabins that the crew members have. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 cabins total. The common room, the engine room, the computer room, the weapons and shields room, the navigation room, and the cockpit. And the 2 turrets. And the life rafts. The 2 life rafts.
So, and how many of us? I don't really have a room. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So there's 6 people on the ship.
Yep.
8 cabins. So we only need 6. So if I turn off cargo, I turn off if I turn off not 6 cabins, 2 cabins.
I mean, you could force everybody to bunk in 2 rooms.
Yeah, that'd be. Can I make a message on the loudspeaker then?
Sure. There's a panel there.
I'm gonna click that little button right there. Yeah. Hello. This is your friendly Jedi speaking. I am going to restrict oxygen from certain rooms. One of them being the cargo hold. If you would like to breathe, please don't be in the cargo hold within the hour. If there is anything necessary for you to have from the cargo hold, remove it there within the hour. I will also be removing oxygen from 4 of the cabins.
Mm.
Cabin, not my cabin, not my cabin. My cabin, not my cabin.
Now, I don't know which cabins they will be. So, if you are in cabins 1 through 4, you will have no oxygen.
Which cabin are we in?
Yeah, that's what I was waiting to say.
Okay, so because none of you know how they are numbering the cabins, once they actually go through with the roll, then I'll tell you which cabins get locked down.
Like I'm going to sleep and I never wake up.
You were right. You were right to hate droids.
Yeah.
Hold on. I'm going to remove oxygen from 6 cabins. It's better for the overall life support.
6 cabins.
So we're all
my
gonna
cabin.
snuggle together in 2 cabins.
Alright, I'm gonna go do the roll.
I don't
That's what
I
it
don't know
is.
how I feel about that.
I mean, the
6
common area is still free.
6
Well,
cabins, right? Yeah.
when he says that,
Yeah.
I as I'm going to the guns, I switch and go to my cabin, and I'm gonna go activate Barnaby, and I'm gonna grab my cot or like my mattress, and I just throw it in the common room.
Okay.
I run back into the common room. I just toss it there.
So,
Like-
Brandon, you feel
Yeah,
feel
okay.
Barnaby's signal suddenly come to
Oh.
life.
Oh, okay. That's a surprise tool we'll use for later.
And as you throw your mattress out onto the common area and you duck out of your room, you see that your room, Flid's room, Dr. Shakti's room, Gardef's room, Yandro's room, and the captain's room all locked down.
Well, we don't have. I thought we had an hour to get like our stuff out. of
Yeah,
it.
I'm giving them an hour.
Okay, so
That's why I beeline.
at at the hour's end, those rooms will be unavailable.
Yeah. There's like food in the cargo hold, I think. I don't know. I don't know what Flid does in there. I don't want them to starve.
So
I
the cargo hold.
I don't do it.
No, the cargo hold is locked down. The common area is free. So you have the 2 unused rooms that have no bunks in them. That have been kind of extra storage space or used only under kind of passenger necessity that it has had bunk beds installed. Otherwise, the 2 rooms that are going to be free to use are barren. They are about 20 by 30, so they're spacious. But they're just, 6 walls and a door slot. But sure enough, with that you managed to definitely eke out enough life support for 72 hours. You're pretty sure if push came to shove, you got 76 hours.
We.
And if you
Sure.
and if you close down one more room, 78 guaranteed. Maybe
Fuck it.
maybe
Fuck
maybe 80.
There is only 1 cabin available.
Oh, okay. You don't need to roll again. Your
Perfect.
roll is enough. So 7
Okay.
of the 8 rooms are locked down in the hour. But you've got life support.
Katie's face.
Is there anywhere that's like kind of secluded but well lit? Like maybe somewhere that is doesn't get very dark or doesn't get as dark as another place in the ship that I could just like find a little corner.
Because the life support is fixed to an extent, the lights on the ship are working again. So anywhere that there is a light source will work for you. But there's also the open window that has the light of the hyperspace tunnel coming into the ship.
Cool.
It's not that part
yeah,
is secluded, but it is nice and central.
I'll stop there.
Okay. So life support is taken care of. You'll definitely get to Bespin now.
That's good.
Got you, guys.
Who's looking at artificial gravity? That was
would be,
Flynn
Flynn and Shakti.
and the doctor.
But in-
Okay.
Doc, I'm gonna head to my cabin really quick. Yeah. I'll meet you there at the artificial gravity room.
All right. Come
Are
quick,
we?
because I don't know what I'm doing.
You got this, Doc. It's like another body, I guess. Yeah, got this.
Yeah. Yeah. Sure.
And here, I hand over the basket of snacks, and you have some of my good delicious cooking to keep you company. Actually, let me get some of this right quick. Hold on.
Ah! Thank you, Flint. I'll see you very soon.
Yes. And I start running towards my cabin.
Okay. Sure enough, you see that by the time you get to your cabin, Xylas has already kind of pulled out his mattress from his room.
Good job. Very good, Silas. I'm thinking way ahead.
I would like to actually sleep on something comfortable.
Yeah. You see, by the time that
I got you.
that you get into your room, Flid, Yandro and the captain are also kind of like have come up and are pulling their mattresses out into the common area. And
Everybody's all about their mattresses.
yeah, the captain, as he pulls his mattress out into the common area, he looks at you, Silas. He's like, you know, is it too late to shoot him a third time?
Well, if it's in order.
The second you see him do anything suspicious, you shoot him.
Maybe I'll give him.
Don't think twice.
Maybe I'll give him a few seconds after the fact, just to make sure.
All right. And as soon as they kind of put their mattress out, their own respective mattresses out, they put something on top of it to kind of signify it's theirs, and then you see them rush off. Yandro kind of lingers a little bit, and he comes over to you, Silas, and he's like, listen, things might get hairy in Bespin, so if I need you to have my back, I'm gonna need to know that you have my back.
Have I ever led you to believe differently, Andrew?
No, I'm just making sure. And he pats your shoulder.
I nod to him.
With a heavy trudge, he goes back to the engine room. I'll say because I'm not a heartless storyteller, that Gardef has also pulled his mattress out into the common area.
I was actually just gonna ask you that to see if I could do that. I'd be like, hey, let me just grab it for him and toss it out.
Am I not merciful?
Am I not a merciful God?
But sure enough, everybody that wants to sleep comfortably can, and the lockdown happens. But sure enough, you get back and you see that Dr. Shakti has barely moved from where you left them, as they are.
They never got their mattress.
That's.
No, I did. I'm by the window.
Yeah.
I got my mattress, my recipe data book, my recorder.
Yeah. So.
Blanket, my favorite blanket.
Yeah. Yeah, your wife made that for you.
Exactly.
But yeah, they are looking at this wall of buttons and readouts and just kind of taken aback by it. There's a lot of numbers. There's a lot of data. This is something that's definitely outside both your wheelhouses.
Looks like yeah, you have this problem right here, Doc.
Right here.
Right there. Yeah, exactly.
Here's the problem.
Yeah.
You got your blue wire
see-
going into the blue input.
Clearly,
Did you
clearly.
did you see did you see this? Did you notice this?
There's also this a little lower.
Yeah.
I don't know.
This is the muffins, by the way. The muffins are good, right?
Yeah, I haven't had one yet, but they totally.
I mean, it's always good. It's always good for. We can always take a break. Break time is always good. Breaks are always good.
It is, but I mean, we should try something, right? I mean,
Sure. We can. There's that button right there. There's,
okay, let's make like an informed decision.
Yep.
I'm gonna focus and do some like, I don't know, deep thinking.
Sure. Go ahead and
Trying to
let's
figure
have
something
both of you make a technical roll, since you don't have
I don't even have that.
Starship. Yeah, it's one of the 6 stats, so you definitely have it.
Yeah.
You don't have Starship
Okay.
Repair, which is what you need in this situation. So it defaults to your technical skill.
Great.
12
0.
and 5.
Oh no.
Oh,
Always stick with my stuff.
boy.
Here's the problem: is if that's what he said for that roll, I'm not gonna get much better on my rolls. So
Maybe we should all be together for. Can we like all help each other and just do this and then all run together to go to the weapons and shields?
Yeah, there's nothing stopping all of you from being at one place at the same time. It's just that each of these repairs is going to take about 4 or 5 hours. So every roll constitutes you kind of looking at the panel, trying to figure out what's going on, troubleshooting, and that takes about 4 to 5 hours per roll that you make. So you two have sat here, talked about buttons, talked about muffins, made sure that everything in the muffin is, vegetarian or vegan, under vegan standards. Yeah, you've talked about the wires and should they be where they are, and then after all of that, you've kind of pushed buttons, moved the levers, and hoped that what you were doing has done something. And as you finish, and you kind of marvel at the work that you've done, you hear a and everything just kind of starts to float. And everyone now,
oh no!
at the end of this period, is floating.
Oh. Hey,
Brandon, you may choose to activate your magnetic feat.
think we did good, Doc. Maybe.
Absolutely. And I'm gonna walk over to the anti-grav.
We did something, Flynn.
Yeah.
I don't know what,
Yeah.
but we accomplished something.
The good news is that with you turning off anti-gravity, that you've earned yourself another 48 hours of life support.
Hey.
Oh, maybe I won't turn it on.
Nobody specified what they wanted to be done here. All right.
It's true. We knew exactly what we were doing. This was the plan from the beginning. You're welcome.
Exactly.
Yeah.
He wanted to be light as a feather.
Yep.
That's what I wanted to do, so I could sleep comfortably. I just sleep floating.
Yeah. Yeah. Why bring out the mattress if you were just gonna be floating?
I hope you turned off the stove though. If you're floating in the middle.
I mean, you could strap yourself to the mattress and then float together like otters. And space otters.
That's too good.
You see that? We make a good team. We make a good team, Doc. We make a good team.
Yep.
I agree. Bite of the muffin.
Yeah.
If I can I can another career at.
Yeah. The more hats you wear,
Absolutely.
the more hats you wear. And sure enough, as you guys are marveling at the work you've done, You hear the loud clamping sound of metal against metal, and you can see Edie's form just stepping into the doorway.
Hello.
Hey!
Oh, it's you.
Yeah, they're floating above you.
Is there a reason you've chosen to float?
It's comfortable.
Yeah, I think it's better this way. We've
You
got more
Light up.
time.
You did indeed add 48 hours to the life support.
Well, there you go. You're welcome.
So now you can unlock some of the rooms.
You see, that's
Do you not want me
exactly what we're
to
doing.
fix the anti-grav? I would just be worried about your bones and blood and other organs.
What? Come again?
Correct me if I'm wrong, Doctor, but is it not important for gravity to have an effect on the pumping of the heart?
It's a valid question.
You're not wrong.
Oh,
But we did a great job, Flid. We really did.
we did. And
Yeah.
somebody else did it.
Yeah.
So am I leaving it?
No, Evie, you're right. It's not good long term. We just thought everyone needed a little bit of lightening up.
Exactly. Exactly. I can't. Exactly what Tom said.
Yeah. Listen. As long as it's not like pretending, it's not like you're vampires pretending to be sick, trying to get into a hospital. So you guys
Yeah.
are already ahead of my
Yeah.
Monday group.
Exactly.
I am your Monday.
Doc is right.
Alright.
So is Edie going to fix the artificial gravity, or are they moving on to a different?
I'm about to turn off the life support again. Yeah, I'm gonna fix the artificial gravity.
Okay. Let's have you roll your starship repair. And if you don't have it, it would default to your technical skill. Not starfighter, starship.
Oh.
Is this a skill that Edie doesn't have?
No, I have starship weapon repair, not starfighter repair.
Oh,
So it would default to what then?
technical.
Number.
No.
Yeah, they're both 6 die.
Yeah, no, I know. I was just hoping for a different number, but 2 rolls and you got the same thing on both rolls, so you can't
Can't get any better than that.
can't complain about that. So sure enough, did I turn that off? Yeah. 17 is enough to fix it for today. So all of you that are floating come crashing down at the end of another 4-hour period.
Oh, my buttocks.
Yeah. So wherever you are after 8 hours, you come crashing down.
I feel like I would have at least warned the 2 people in the room.
I mean, did they stay in there while you were working? Is the question.
Oh, this is true. Did they?
So
I stayed. Keep an eye on him.
all right. Do you want to try to help him then while he's working?
You know what? Sure.
All right. Go ahead and roll your technical. Yeah.
Oh my gosh, I'm rolling.
At least I don't see any red squares. So okay. So 2 more gives him a total of 19. Yeah.
What does this button do? Let me help you.
You see that as Flid starts pushing buttons, you have to go and kind of fix the things that he's setting out of order for you.
I'm gonna do it, but not in like a snarky way. Just like when he's not looking,
Okay.
quickly fix it.
Yeah. Okay.
Thank you so much for all of your important help, Flid.
Welcome.
Yeah. Sure enough.
This would definitely not be possible without you.
I couldn't do without the dog. We make a good team.
Sure enough. So you've managed to fix it for 24 hours.
Nice.
And now we move on to Silas Winchester at the second level of the ship with the starship. So it's going to be a starship weapon repair for the weapons itself. But the shields are going to require space transport repair.
Good, I have both of those.
You do have both of those skills.
They're low as hell, but I have both of them.
Hey, today is not a day for high rolls. Today is a day for low rolls.
Can I go over when Flid is helping ED? Can I leave and go over to help Silas?
Yeah.
Don't leave me here.
So for the first roll, it won't have any help. But if you stay for a second roll, you will have Dr. Shakti helping you.
Okay. And let me ask you, does Barnaby do anything to assist? Since he was a pit droid and worked at the...
Barnaby doesn't have any weapon skills. He can help with the shields.
Okay.
But for weapons, no, and he's more geared out for repulsor lift and starfighters than space transports.
Okay. All right. Let's try then to do the shields first.
Okay. So Barnaby helping you will give you this much. Oh, it's not a terrible roll. I mean, it's you can max out on one die.
Yeah.
So it's Barnaby adds 14 to that, so you got a total of 20 right now.
Oh my God! Jesus Christ!
What?
Yeah, Barnaby has 5 dice, guys.
Oh, why can't we all get a Barnaby?
Save him from a terrorist attack, and you can.
Yeah.
And then they'll have a life debt to you.
Get yourself a Barnaby.
That's right.
So with Barnaby's help, and you see that as you're moving wires around, like his little hand comes over, and just gently, kind of like will touch the little bit of your skin that he can with his little hand, and shift it to where it needs to actually go. It's not malicious in any way, shape, or form. It's just like no, that's not the right way to do this.
Oh gosh, this is one of those moments again, Chewie.
Yeah, and every time that he does it to you, like he'll point with his little ocular device at where he wants your hand to be, and then he'll look up at you and he'll nod at you. And if you nod at him, he understands that you've learned what you need to do.
I look down at him and I smile and I nod.
Okay.
I love him with all my heart.
Move over, Grogu. We got Barnaby.
I have a little sack for him. No.
Yeah. And then two stormtroopers can come out of nowhere and just punch the hell out of him.
Oh my God. They will cease to be.
Shot,
one of my favorite episodes.
Shot right in the head. But yeah. So for the first for you, it doesn't take 5 hours. It actually just takes the 4 hours, and you hear the generator come back to life, and you can hear the energy being siphoned into the shields and whatnot, and you just hear a little trumpet like fanfare come out of the audio. The audio kind of device that he has, and he kind of holds up his hands triumphantly.
I look down at him and I go, yeah! And I give him a little droid high five.
He high fives you.
And
No. And you see, as you guys are celebrating, Dr. Shakti floats over to you, and the two of you start to float up as well.
I look at the doctor. I'm like, you seem to have swept me off my feet, doctor.
Ah! Punch it lightly. Is a joke.
You just hear Barnaby.
Just going,
Yeah, you just see Barnaby floating, and you just hear. Wah.
like, and I tell the doctor, I'm like, well, we with the assistance of Barnaby here, we were able to get the shields back online. My next attempt is going to be here on these the weapons, but not 100% confident in this.
Well, I'm definitely not very confident either, but two heads are better than one, and I'm here to help if you want it.
Absolutely.
And you just see Barnaby kind of start to try to swim over to the controls, but because there's no actual like webbing to his body, he just kind of like continues to float off in the same direction that he's been floating away.
I will. I'll push over and like push off of something and try to grab him.
It's easy enough.
Okay, and I'll bring him back.
And you see as you hold him in your hands that he does kind of like wrap his little arms around like the top two fingers of each of your hands, like very, very kind of, hoping for you not to let go of him.
I'll never let go, Barnaby. Never let go.
But if you put him near where you're going to be working, he does allow his magnetic clamps to kind of turn on, and he starts walking around on the wall itself.
Okay. All right, let's give it a shot.
Okay. And you do have Barnaby helping. He's not. He doesn't have the skill, but he does have a technical that's higher than yours.
I did worse on this one than the first one.
I mean, it can't be.
Technical?
Yeah, it's going to be technical. Hey, Barnaby got a 6 on his wall die.
That explodes, right?
That explodes, yes. Ooh. Those are some low rolls. 8 is very nice. It's double what 4
What I
is.
got.
Yeah. So that's you don't have the skill, so that's gonna be halved. So that's 4 and 4 is 8, and Barnaby rolled 15, so that's 23 between the three of you, which is fantastic. You hear the power system come online, and both turrets you can hear swiveling into position, and you can hear the front mounted laser cannons also coming online. And again, you hear the same kind of fanfare come out of Barnaby's little audio device, and then his hands shoot up again.
And I shoot him up too. And then I look at the doctor.
Oh, me too!
Yeah.
So all three of you have your hands out. Barnaby is stuck to the wall, so he just kind of like looks like a branch of a metallic branch of a tree. But the two of you are just kind of like floating your hands out, and just this little metallic fanfare filling the room. And not to be left out, you hear the sound of the metal clamps unhinging, and you see him start to float up So all three of you now are floating together, hands up, in the fanfare.
I'm telling you, every kid needs a Barnaby.
That's right. It's the reverse Iron Giant. That's what I'm doing here.
Yep. It's the tiny giant.
It's a tiny giant.
And sure enough, as you guys are in the middle of celebrating and you see that Barnaby's kind of floating in your direction, Jeff, you hear this really loud beep, and then everybody just comes crashing down.
Can I hit the comms button?
Oh, you wanted to warn everybody? That's right.
No, after the fact.
Okay, so sure. Then you hear the comms come on.
Word of warning. The anti-grav has been turned back on. For 24 hours.
I stand up and I just mumble. I'm like, Captain, is that sufficient cause?
There's a moment as the captain, you imagine, is scrambling to his feet, and you hear in the comms, nope, that's unfortunately that's well within operating procedures. But
Smart.
keep your eyes open.
Smarts. That hurts.
It has been 8 hours of you working on the ship. All of you are at some point of being tired. I wouldn't say that you're exhausted, but you have been working on the ship. Some of you are hungry. Not all of you, though. And by the time you kind of get up into the common area, you see that everybody is gathered except for Gardef, who is still working on the engines, and will be for some time.
Can I bring him a plate of food?
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, so I go down, bring him a plate of food so he doesn't starve down there.
He thanks you. Yeah. But his mind is focused like just blinders. As you come back and everybody's kind of eating their food, you see Yandro clear his throat loudly. I don't want to alarm all of you, as we're still 2 days out, so we could figure out something. But I have a warrant for my arrest on Bespin. Just wanted to let everybody know before we get there and a shootout happens.
I'm sorry, I had no idea.
Yeah, it's not my fault. I was framed for something I didn't do, and it's been a while. It's been a while. It's been about 5 years. This is when I first started out, and this is before I met Orlin or the rest of you. So I understand if you don't want to have anything to do with this, I can try to figure out how to lay low, or maybe I'll just take one of the life rafts and just book before you guys get to orbit, so the ship isn't scanned and finds me on board. But we had a business associate named Kilvis Thon, and I was flying with a crew that was comprised of less than desirable characters. One of them, who is the real murderer, is a Wookiee named Rarakid. We called her Rari. She was ornery, real piece of work. This one. but you know, she didn't take too kindly to being shortchanged on the job, and things got heated. And even though I wrestled the blaster away from her, I did it way too late in time, and guards showed up and saw me with a blaster, saw a human sitting in his chair with a blaster hole in his hide, and a Wookiee pointing at me, claiming to be distressed about the murder she had witnessed. And
Could I
hmm?
could I like sense through the force if he's telling the truth or not?
Sure, make a sense roll. You are such a good Jedi.
So good. The best.
You extend your excuse me. You extend your senses out beyond the metal body, beyond the table, and Katie, you can feel the ripple in the force emanating out of this droid, as you can feel it pulling on the fabric of the force. But you sense no dishonesty in Yandra right now.
Do you know the location of the Wookiee called Rarakid?
Rari? Nah. Last I heard, she was flying job to job. I know she was. She talked a big game when she became part of Pris Laynard's group.
What is the likelihood of her still being on Bespin?
Low to none. Laynard doesn't fly out here if she doesn't have to.
Obviously, this is the captain has the final say in this, but I'm not one for having you fly out into space on a life boat when you have been a great crew member and an asset to us. I don't. If you tell me that you are not responsible for this, I do believe you.
I appreciate that.
I gotta agree with Xylas. I serve him another bowl of the soup, and sit over to him and give him an extra piece of bread.
He nods at you.
And I look at Edie. I go, now, Edie, my one concern is,
Yes.
Our life support systems. What time frame are we looking at on how long they can last with all the things you've done?
Well, at the current moment, we have you said
80.
6. No, but like 6 hours have passed, or we just have 80 hours total.
Oh no, yeah, 6 hours. Since you fixed the life support,
Yeah,
it has been about 6 hours. So from 80, that's 72.
74 hours. So...
74, yeah.
Yeah.
Math.
We currently have 74 hours of life support remaining. Unless you want me to turn off the anti-grav, then we will have roughly 90 odd hours.
My main concern being, the reason I ask is that the weapons, the shields, and for the most part the anti-gravity have been addressed, and as well as the life support. However, we are going to need to do full extent of repairs on the life support. We can't just hyper jump to another planet at this
Mm.
time. We don't have the time
Yep.
unless Flid, unless you know of another place we could potentially jump to as opposed to Bespin
You
within the
think,
time frame.
is it possible?
Captain looks over at you. He's like, I mean, mid jump transfers have been done before. I mean, we're shooting towards Bespin, and the only thing that I remember being near Bespin is hut space.
Ooh.
And I'd rather deal with the huts than with overzealous Republic.
I have like a +1 when I use astrogation. Could I check it out?
Yeah, how do you want to bring it up?
Can I? Do you want me to look at the maps? I'm very good with star charts.
I look at the captain because
Flid,
that's ultimately his call.
I look at the captain too.
Flid, that's your call. You've been our best navigator so far.
Follow me. Come this way. And I head towards the navigation console.
You hear
You are
as
quickly
you
becoming my closest friend.
as you two walk away from the table. Underneath it, you hear a little tin trumpet sound of fanfare.
Adorable.
And if you look, you can just see Barnaby hands up in enjoyment. Man, you take him to the
Probably
cockpit.
the only droid I like right now.
You take Edie to the cockpit. You show them the navigation station.
I pick up the maps, everything for him.
Yep.
So it's
I want to. Sorry,
No,
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 real
yeah.
quick. Whenever we get a chance, Will, I do want to continue to talk to Yandro in the common room and ask him a couple more questions. So once they're
Sure. Yeah.
okay.
Yeah. I'll go back. I'll go back.
So
It's with computer mind.
Oh.
So would I just roll astrogation and then +1?
Edie.
what do you think, Edie? What
Okay.
else
No.
can we plot out?
So you're gonna use your computer mind.
Yeah.
So that would be your astrogation is regularly 3 die.
I believe so. Yeah, I remember bumping it up.
Okay. So then all you do is.
So you're okay.
Yeah.
So you
I
changed it
assist.
to 4.
Yeah. And then.
Oh, and then you changed it back.
And
Okay.
then I'll change it back. Yeah. Just to handle it.
Okay.
So you got a 10.
I assist on this.
Yeah. Sure. Go ahead and roll your astrogation.
At astrogation sense, right?
No, because you're trying to plot somewhere that you haven't been yet. So it'll be a regular astrogation roll.
Oh, I'm helping you. What
Oh!
is this?
Oh man!
I'm helping you.
Wow. That's like the best roll I've had this whole game since we started.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So sure enough,
Damn.
as you see that Edie is kind of lost in how the star charts have changed over the century that it's been shut down. It's been looking through older systems that have better routes mapped out for them, and so you kind of take what they're looking for and start to kind of plug in your own coordinates, and you find that there is if you overshoot Bespin, you can head to one of the other mid-rim planets by using Bespin's heavy center its core as a kind of slingshot to shoot you back around. It's gonna add another 2 days to your travel, but you can get to the what is the name of this planet? It's like mentioned once or twice, and I always forget it.
2 days.
Yeah. Dantooine.
Oh.
Yeah. You can
What
get
planet?
Dantooine.
Dantooine.
Yeah.
If I were to turn off oxygen in that last room, and then like the computer room, would we have enough oxygen to get there?
You mean where the thing is that the computer room is tied to all of the other rooms that have the components in them, like the engine room, the weapons room, the shield room. They're all tied together.
Okay, I have those all listed as separate rooms. Okay.
Yeah, but as far as like the actual life supports, they're all handled through the same route.
Could I turn off? Where would everyone go if I turned off the common room?
Into that one room that you haven't shut down.
But would we have enough life support for the rest of the trip to get to Dantooine?
Easily, yeah. But you'd have a pocket of no life from the room to the rest of the ship.
We could go to Dantooine, as you're suggesting. However, we won't survive, or you won't survive the trip.
Huh?
There is not, realistically speaking, enough oxygen without turning off life support for the remainder of the rooms on board.
That I put the captain, get the captain on the comm.
Yep.
Captain,
Yep.
we have good news and bad news.
All right. Hit me.
Good news is we do have another route. Can slingshot out from Bespin. It's gonna cost us an extra 2 days. But a luck droid over here is telling me that yeah, we might not have enough oxygen. Life support. That's just those 2 extra days. We'll have to shut down our rooms, everything.
All right. I'll get back to you. We're in the middle of a conversation here. Stay put.
Oh, roger that.
Going back, as they're doing this, we look back on what's left of the table, which is Yandro, Orlin Vale, Xylas, and Dr. Shakti, and Barnaby, of course.
Of course.
Can't forget him.
Never.
Them, sorry. And you see they kind of look down at their food. Yandro especially is kind of like trying not to make eye contact. But what do you want to say?
So I go, Leandro. So I this warrant. If our options are limited, is there any way that you could possibly see of obtaining information or evidence to retort what this Wookiee has claimed?
Case is old now. I doubt there's anything we can do.
I mean, maybe this is silly, but can we disguise you in any way? Like, or are they gonna do scans and stuff?
Yeah, the system is known to scan ships for crew and manifests.
How much time after we were to if we were to exit hyperspace before the scans occur?
Assuming Flid puts us at the edge of the system, we have maybe an hour before we get into Bespin orbit.
There is a possibility that we could put Leandro in the lifeboat with some kind of tracking device. Go do our repairs and pick him up after.
Sure.
If there's no positive outcome from Edie and Flid's assessment of the astronavigation.
Gotcha. Yeah. It's a real pickle you put us in, Andro, and I'm not saying it's your fault, but the ship needs repairs. It's not. It'll make it to Bespin. I don't think it'll make it off Bespin. That's a problem. But I'm also not one to just leave a member of my crew out for the vultures.
I wholeheartedly agree. However, we know what the other option would be, which is he would be incarcerated.
We could take our chances with the magistrate on the planet. Maybe it's not a by the book member of the Republic. And as they're kind of mulling that over, you hear Flid come on the comms about being able to slingshot to Dantooine. And then as the captain kind of ends the conversation, turns back to the table, he looks over at the three of you and he's like, now, correct me if I'm wrong, but that droid we picked up has called itself a Jedi on more than one occasion.
I nod.
So can't we use it to protect Yandro under some kind of Jedi business?
Will, do I have any familiarity with that option?
You know that, personally, you know that Jedi tout their power willy-nilly. And you have heard stories of them, overpowering city rules and laws to get their way. It's all in because it's all under the banner of being in favor of what's good for the Jedi is good for the Republic.
Oh, yeah. I'm kind of nodding, and I just say, Captain, that is a fair assessment. My knowledge of these Jedi does point us to that option. That could be the best situation here. Now Yandro, and I look at Yandro, even though he's probably not looking up.
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, that's your decision. This is your life that we're having discussions on.
You see him soaking his bread in the soup, and as he brings it up to his kind of stern jaw, he chews on it like a cow, chewing on a piece of grass. Just really slow and thoughtful. And after a moment, you see he looks up at the table and he's just like, I mean, I think it's the best option we have, honestly. It keeps us out of trouble, and it proves whether or not we actually have a Jedi on board.
I would tend to agree.
And you see the captain get up and go over to the comm unit. And he's like, Flid, Edie, keep us on course for Bespin. We think we figured out a way to keep Yandro safe. So.
All right, you're the captain.
Come on
Not a
back.
problem.
Let's finish this meal that you made.
Sounds good. Yeah.
As everybody gets
What
back.
is food like?
Not all it's cracked up to be. But this food's delicious. It's really, really great, Flint. I love it.
Oh,
That was so
my
good.
my wounded heart.
Yeah.
I love it. I really do.
You kill Brandon.
Yeah.
Oh. Is it, Doc? Is it what is your favorite dish, Doc? I'll make it for you. What is it? Hold on.
I have a favorite dish. I'm just not a big foodie.
That explains a lot with your figure. You look very unhealthy. You need to fatten up.
It is.
You need to eat more.
It has been a rare occurrence that you have ever seen Xylas Shakti actually eat food. But it has happened.
I took a bite of the muffin. I did bite it.
Yeah.
The muffin was good. It's blueberry.
It's delightful.
Yeah. Do you? I go to the kitchen, with my head down.
Okay. He's got to figure it out now. What will make Dr. Shakti a foodie?
Gosh. I bring out my data pad and I start taking notes. Gosh, I start to see start remembering seeing what she has eaten throughout my time with her.
Okay.
If I can work something
You're
out.
gonna give him a heart attack.
All right. So you start trying.
Laughing this much.
You start trying to work out your memories and trying to figure out what you have seen and what you haven't seen them eat. So.
Gosh.
But as
Likes muffins.
yeah, as Edie sits down at the table, the captain sits across from them, and he's like, "We have a plan as to how to save our associate Yandro here, which is hinging pivotally on you."
Are you going to try and barter me away again?
Nope. No.
Then I like this plan.
Uh, you've willingly said several times that you're a Jedi. So
I am.
So we want you to flex some of that Jedi muscle of yours and remove whatever bogus claims are laid before Yandro when we get to Bespin by whatever magistrate decides to look big and puff out their chests in a ceremonial,
Are
action.
any of you good at weapon repair?
I mean, I can fix my gun, but that's about it.
Same.
I feel as though I feel as though our best course of action then, for added proof of my nature, is to repair my lightsaber as well before landing on Bespin.
Oh, I don't know how to fix that. I've never seen one of those up close.
Well, here you go. And I just fucking socket it out.
Well, when he sockets it out, I look dead into the eyes of the captain.
Okay. Yeah, and sure enough, you see the thigh, the upper thigh kind of slide open like RoboCop, and then the cradle comes out, and he pulls the lightsaber out of its holster. And he holds it out to the captain. It holds it out to the captain, and the captain looks down at it, and looks back up at Xylas before coming back to eating. He's just like, isn't it against the law for like people like me to hold that?
Was it against the law before I went into the super sleep?
Yeah. It's illegal for anyone to be in possession of a lightsaber. It's not a Jedi.
It's incredibly illegal. However, if you and Xylas can help me repair it, I won't say anything. Just how I also won't say anything about the hole between my eyes.
Alright, well, where do we start with this?
I'm just gonna start. Can I take a good look at it? I haven't had a chance to take a good look at it either.
I'm gonna grab Barnaby and I'm gonna put him on the table.
Okay.
And I'm gonna point. I'm gonna nudge him and be like.
He comes over and he just starts scanning the lightsaber. And you can see the little green light of his ocular viewport just kind of like washing over the lightsaber from top to bottom. And as you start opening it to show them how the lightsaber is supposed to work, you get to the point where the emitter and the gem cradle is, and you can see that the gem has been taken.
Someone stole my kyber crystal!
Someone has taken your kyber crystal.
I point and I go.
That's why it doesn't turn on.
Yeah, I'm like, I'm no Jedi, but there's something missing from there.
Does it look like it's broken? Does it look like the crystal that I have would fit there?
The crystal that you have is a little large, but yeah, it could fit in the cradle.
I don't know if I want to give it up.
Wait, isn't the crystal that you have? Didn't it come from me?
Yes.
She will not confirm or deny this.
right after they said yes.
As her, yeah. She's not of sound mind.
It seems as though I'm missing the most important part. A small crystal.
What color?
I don't remember, Will.
Hmm.
What color was my kyber crystal?
The kyber crystal itself is usually colorless. It is the
It
force.
is a
and
colorless crystal.
It is through the force and through your meditation and your lightsaber construction that the color is it emerges.
Imagine more along the lines of a prism, where the color of light is given through the force.
You were probably a blue blade.
Is the crystal that I have a colorless crystal, or does it have a color?
It is colorless. And in the light, it does kind of have a vibrancy and electricity to it.
I'm gonna recognize this as
Okay.
soon as it pops up.
If I very subtly, without telling anyone, take the crystal out of my pocket, concealed in my hand, and just have it next, by my side, does it react in any way?
If you keep it wrapped up in such a way that no light gets to it, it will not react.
Okay. But if I open my hand a little bit so it's the front where people are and can see me, you can't really tell that it's open, but the back of my hand is opening a little bit.
Sure. The second you start to open your hand to kind of gauge if there's going to be a reaction from anyone, let alone the current Jedi in the room, you suddenly feel it start to get warm in your hand. And Brandon, at this point, you start to sense another of your kind. Like, it is familiar from when you were at home, being part of the hive, but there's no way to actually connect to it.
Where are they?
It feels incredibly close and familiar, and it is coming right from where Dr. Xylas Shakti is, and as you feel its presence suddenly pop up in your field, your electromagnetic field, all of you now must make a willpower roll or control if it's higher, as through the force, Dr. Shakti and Edie, you hear another psychic scream pulse out.
They were just starting to like me.
Someone's getting shot.
Fuck.
Where's willpower?
2.
It's under knowledge.
For what?
Yeah.
Willpower, or for those of you that have force powers, you can use control if it's higher.
Cool.
Otherwise, it
Don't
default.
have. What if you have neither?
If you don't have anything, then it defaults to your knowledge skill.
My base knowledge is higher than my control.
Okay. Go nuts.
Yeah.
Oh, very high.
To my knowledge.
I'm gonna get shot again.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe.
No. You didn't see my roll yet, Will. Yeah, he is.
We were doing so good.
Yeah, I was doing my own rolls, so let's see what everybody got.
God, man.
Oh man, 7 with a botch. 15 is fantastic. 12 with a 6 on a wild die. 10, I think, is just enough to be stunned by it. Yeah, the captain is stunned by it, and so is Yandro. They're both not too bad. They're clutching their ears. Those of you with no force powers hear this you feel this pulse of energy shoot out from where Dr. Shakti is standing, and it racks your body. Edie and Xylas Shakti, however, you hear this pained scream shoot through your memory, through your actual, like, mental faculties, and just rack your brain with hatred and pain and this cold sensation. And as it waves out, your instinct is to just close your fist up again so that no light can get to this crystal that you found when you excavated this droid from its cradle. And as the vision begins to unblur for all of you, you see the captain is just kind of fumbling at his waist, trying to find his blaster. Silas.
Mm-hmm.
How are you handling the scream, the second scream?
Well, you said something very important.
Mm-hmm.
You said that it originated from Dr. Shakti, not from Edie.
Yes.
And I realize that.
The most important piece of information we have.
I mean, it might be the most important.
So I'm gonna thing is that's, dude, that's tough because it's different because I know her or they. I don't know. I didn't know Edie before, and it originated from Edie.
Yeah.
Can't shoot your friends.
I mean, you can.
This is happening because she hasn't been eating her vegetables.
I actually, I have to do. I have to have some kind of reaction. I'm gonna grip my ears, and I'm going to. If I see the captain's fumbling for his blaster, I'm gonna yell out, "Don't shoot! Don't shoot!"
Okay, Flint, how are you reacting?
In pain again?
Yeah, your vision is blurry. You're actually in pain because of the shockwave. You're not in pain because of the actual scream. Like you've managed to stave it off this time.
Okay, good. Whew.
Dr. Shakti staved it off. Edie is a little stunned by the wave of dark side energy. But yeah, Silas is also kind of blurred vision. There's an echo in his ears, and everything, and your brain just feels like it's trying to settle after being racked around in your head, like a volleyball.
Oof. All right. So who's the closest one to me?
Yandro, who's holding his ears.
Andrew. All right. Make my way towards him and see if I can help him out in some way.
Okay. Dr. Shakti, how are you reacting to the situation besides closing off the crystal again from light?
Yeah, squeezing my hand and slipping it back into my pocket.
Okay.
What's happening for me when that happens? Like, how do I feel? Better?
No. There's a sadness that is permeating not only your hand, but also kind of like washing over the rest of you from the origin point where you were holding this crystal. There's an immense sadness that seems to be just washing itself up over you. And there's one word that keeps repeating in your mind, and that's home.
Oh gosh. Well, I look around. I mean, how close am I to the first aid kit? Does anybody look like there's any that I'm sickly?
Yeah, Silas looks like he's in bad shape. Yandro and the captain look like they've had the wind knocked out of their sails. Edie is also kind of looking around, trying to make heads or tails of where the origin point of this thing was.
Okay. Well, just based on how Edie has handled themselves thus far, I'm gonna assume that they're the most okay, and run to get the first aid kit and start working on.
All right, Barnaby and P3 are also in the room, and they're unfazed by what happened.
Oh.
Edie.
Live, Barnaby, live!
Edie, you felt this shockwave wash over the entirety of the ship, and it was just this painful scream, unlike anything you've ever heard before. And then you start to realize that it's you have heard this kind of pain before. A long time ago, when you yourself were pulled, harvested, one would say, from the home hive. This is a scream you remember very well. Because
I'm gonna follow the doctor.
this is a scream of someone who has been pulled from where they belong. And as you kind of come to and focus your ocular tools on where the doctor's going, you turn, and as you turn towards them, you can hear the clicking noise of a blaster being armed to your side, and the shape of the captain struggling to stand up. And this is where we'll pick up the next episode.
Oh, man.
I want to thank you all for joining us tonight. Please, I hope you had a safe and wonderful new year. I hope all of you are being safe and taking care of yourselves. Wear your masks, wash your hands, and keep your distance. And if these otherwise joyous times have been difficult for you, just know that there is help available. If you have friends you can reach out to, family members you can reach out to, and if you don't, there are counselors that are here for you and about a phone call or a text away. So please take care of yourselves, not just physically but also mentally, and we will see you next week for our next episode. Good night and be safe.